Dear students, this video is for class 9 computer application subject. We are going to learn chapter number 4 operators in Java. Operator and operand. An operator is a symbol or a token which performs arithmetical or logical operation to give a meaningful result, whereas any values which is involved in the operation is termed as operand. Now look at the example given. Here x and y are the operands and plus is the operator which is an arithmetical operation performed on x and y. Here we are going to see the difference between arithmetical expression and arithmetical statement. Arithmetical expression contains variables, constants and arithmetical operator together to produce a meaningful result. Look at the example given. A plus B multiplied C. It is a group of operands and operators to produce a meaningful result. Whereas arithmetical statement is when an arithmetical expression is assigned to a variable. For example, here you can see that a plus b multiplied c is stored into a variable called result. Thus, result is equal to a plus b multiplied c is a arithmetical statement. Different types of operators. There are basically three types of operator: unary, binary, and ternary. An arithmetical operator which is applied to a single operand, it is known as a unary operator. Example: plus a, plus b, minus f. Binary operator is an arithmetical operator which deals with two operands. For example, a plus b, a multiplied by b, etc. And ternary operator deals with three operands. Example, max is equal to if a greater than b, then a, otherwise b. Ternary operator is also known as conditional assignment operator. All these operators we are going to learn in detail in the coming up slides. Now we are going to learn about unary operator in detail. First, unary plus operator. This operator is applied simply as a pointer to a variable. It results in the same value of the variable. For example, if a is equal to 8, then plus 8 will result in 8. Whereas if a is equal to minus 10, then plus 8 will also result in minus 10. Thus, the value of the variable remains the same. Next, unary minus operator. Now this operator is used again before the operand and it reverses the sign of the operand. That is, if it is plus, it becomes minus, and if it is minus, it becomes plus. For example, if a is equal to 4, then minus a will result in minus 4, whereas minus 3.4, then minus a will result in 3.4. Next, unary increment operator. Now this operator means adding 1 to a particular operand. For example, x is equal to x plus 1 can also be written as plus x or x plus plus. Fourth type of unary operator is unary decrement operator, and it decreases the value of an operand by 1. For example, x is equal to x minus 1 can be written as minus x or x minus minus. Now you might have noticed that at some places we are writing minus in front of the variable, and at some places we are writing minus or plus after the variable. Now this increment decrement operator are of two types: prefix and postfix. In prefix, increment or decrement operator is placed before the operand. For example, plus a, minus b. Now this works on the principle change before action, or we can say that value of a variable changes before doing any action on that. Next is postfix. In postfix, increment or decrement operator is placed after the operand. Example, a plus b minus. It works on the principle change after action. That means value of the variable changes after the action is done on that particular variable. Shorthand operations. An expression can be written in short form as shown below. Example number 1, a is equal to a plus b can be written in shorthand form like a plus is equal to b. C is equal to c minus b can also be written in a shorthand form like c minus is equal to b. Here, a shorthand expression can only be used if the same variable is to be used both after and before the assignment sign. For example, when I say A is equal to A plus B, A is used both before and after the equal to sign. And so I can write A plus is equal to B. Shorthand operation can only be applied if there is same variables before and after the equal to sign. Now let us see a few examples of prefix and postfix. Question number 1. If m is equal to 6, find plus plus m. Plus m here means change and then use. That is adding 1 to the value of m and then use. So 6 plus 1, it will become 7, followed by the addition operator, and then I have m plus plus. Now m plus plus means use and then change. So use, here we are going to use the value of m as 7 because m has already changed earlier from 6 to 7, followed by multiplication operator and 5. Now we already know that multiplication is having higher priority over addition. So our next statement will be 7 plus 7 into 5, that is 35. So our final answer will be 7 plus 35, which is equal to 42. Question number 2. If m is equal to 6, find. Now minus minus m again means change and then use. That is, we have to minus 1 from the value of m and then use. So now my value of m is 5. That is 6 minus 1 is 5. Followed by the addition operator. Next, m minus minus here means use and then change. So we are going to use here the value of m as 5 because the value of m has already been changed to 5 earlier. Followed by multiplication operator and 5. Now again, same multiplication is having higher priority of over addition. So our value will be 5 plus 5 into 5, which is 25. So our final answer will be 25 plus 5, which is equal to 30. Question number 3, you can see that I have written two questions with the or. Here, both the question means the same. First one is by using shorthand form, whereas the last one is without using shorthand form. Now, here m plus, that is value of m plus. So this 6 here means m plus, followed by is equal to. Now whatever we are going to write, that will be the values of expressions which is written after the equal to sign. Now again the value of m, which is 6, followed by addition operator, and then I have plus plus m. Now plus plus m here means change and then use. So that is, first I have to add 1 to the value of 6 and then use. So my new value will be 7, followed by multiplication operator and then followed by 5. Now one thing I would like to tell you here, that whatever is the value for shorthand form, that addition or that value should be calculated at the end. So this value 6, which is in pink, which is depicting the shorthand form, that will be added at the end after adding everything which is there to the right side of equal to sign. So it will be 6 plus 6 plus 7 into 5, that is 35, because multiplication is having higher priority over addition. Again, our next step will be 6 plus 6 plus 35, that is 41. As I told you, the addition of the shorthand operator or the shorthand form which we have done should be done at the last. So our final addition will be 6 plus 41, which is equal to 47. Now we are going to learn next type of operator, that is ternary operator, which is also known as conditional assignment. Ternary operator, it deals with 3 operands. Now it is also called conditional assignment because the value assigned to a variable depends upon a logical expression. I repeat, it is also known as a conditional assignment because the value assigned to a variable depends upon a logical expression. Now look at the syntax given. Variable is equal to test expression question mark expression 1 colon expression 2. The variable contains the expression 1 if the test condition is true, otherwise expression 2. Now this will be more clear by looking at the example. Now here A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 3. Now look at the ternary statement written. Max is equal to A greater than B, question mark, A colon B. Now, the value stored in max will be based upon checking the condition written inside the round bracket. That is, if A is greater than B, then max will have the value of A. Otherwise, the max will have the value of B. Now here, A is greater than B. That is, 5 is greater than 3. So, the value of A will be stored in max. That is, max is equal to 5. Why? Because A is greater than B. Let us see a few examples of ternary operators. Now, question can be asked in this form. Rewrite the snippet using ternary operators. As you can see, here few if statements are given. You have to write the same set of statement by using ternary operator. Look at example number 1. If A greater than B, then D is equal to A minus B, else D is equal to B minus A. Now, the meaning of this question is, if A is greater than B, then the value of D will be A minus B. Otherwise, if A is not greater than B, then the value of D will be B minus A. So this is how we are going to write this by using the ternary operator. That is, D is equal to, if A greater than B, whatever is the condition, if it is true, that has to be written before the colon, and whatever is to be done if the condition is false, that has to be written after the colon. So our ternary operator statement will be D is equal to, if A greater than B, then A minus B, otherwise B minus A. Look at example number 2. If basic is greater than 10,000, then tax is equal to 1,000, otherwise tax is equal to 0. So this is how we are going to write the same set of statement by using ternary operator. Tax is equal to check basic, that is, if basic greater than 10,000, then if it is true, then 1,000, value of tax will be 1,000, otherwise the value of tax will be 0. Question can also be asked in the same way, like rewrite the following statement by using if-else statement. Now here a ternary statement is given to you. You have to write the same code by using if-else statement. So look at the code. Commission is equal to sale greater than 15,000, then 5% of sale, otherwise 0. So how we are going to write it? If sale greater than 15,000, commission is equal to sale into 5 by 100, that is 5% of sale, otherwise commission is equal to 0. Now we are going to learn about different types of operators. There are three types of operators: arithmetical, relational and logical. Now what is an arithmetical operator? Now the operators which are used for various arithmetical calculations in a program is known as arithmetical operator. Example: plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus, etc. Coming to a very important topic, that is Java expression. Now, while writing a program in Java, it is necessary to convert few arithmetical expressions into their Java expression form. That is, we cannot write the daily used arithmetical expression in Java. There are few difference between the arithmetical expressions and the Java expressions which is given in the table. Look at example number 1, A, B and C. We know that A, B, C when written together, it means they have to be multiplied. But if you write the same way in Java, it will give you an error because it doesn't understand that A, B and C written together means multiplication. So we have to write it as A multiplication sign, B multiplication sign and then C. Similarly, look at the example number 3. A square plus B square minus C square. Again, Java doesn't understand this concept of square. So you have to write it as A into A plus B into B minus C into C. Look at the example number 4. 2L plus B. Here 2 means you have to multiply 2 to L plus B. So Java doesn't understand this without the multiplication sign. So you have to write it as 2 multiply and then L plus B. Similarly, look at the fifth example. PRT divide by 100. Now this type of division is not supported by Java. You have to put P multiplied by R multiplied by T and then a slash sign for division sign, then 100. So these are few of the differences of how you have to write a arithmetical expression in Java. If you don't follow these rules, then Java will give you error while writing a program. So it is very important, and such question is asked in board as well, that convert the following expressions into Java expressions. Now we will learn about relational operators. Now, relational operators are used to show the relationship between the operands, or they are used to compare the values of the variable. And one thing you have to keep in mind, that relational operators always give result in terms of true or false. Look at the example given. First one, less than operator, that is A less than B. Now, suppose if we are saying that A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 6. Then when I write A less than B, then the answer will be false, because 10 is not less than 6. Similarly, look at the example number 3, less than or equal to. A less than or equal to B. Again, it will return false. Why? Because 10 is not less than or equal to 6. Look at the example number 4, greater than equal to. A greater than or equal to B. Now this will give you true. Why? Because 10 is greater than B. Okay. Now the last two operators, equal to and not equal to, they are very important. Double equal to sign is used for checking whether two values are equal or not. Now here when I write A equal to B, I am checking whether A is equal to B or not. In this case, 10 and 6 are not equal to each other, and so the value or the result will always be false. And last one, A not equal to B. Not equal to is written with the help of an exclamation sign and an equal to sign. And here 10 is not equal to 6, and so the value will always be, or the result will always be true. Coming to logical operators. These operators also give the answer in true or false depending upon the outcome of different expressions. I repeat, these operators also give answer in true or false, and what do? They compare various expressions and accordingly give the answer. There are three types of logical operators: and, or, and not. It is very important to remember the symbols of all the three operators. And it is written by using two ampersand signs, or it is written by using two pipe sign, and not means exclamation mark. Now, very important that you have to remember the precedence of the logical operator, that is when not, and or, all the three are present in a same line or in a same statement, then not will be performed first. That is, among and, or, and not, the highest priority is given to the not operator. We will be learning about all these three, and, or, and not in detail in the coming up slides. Logical OR, it works on the principle that it will result in true if any one or more condition is true. Otherwise in false if the none of the condition is true. For example, number 1, 5 greater than 4 or 8 greater than 12. Now 5 is greater than 4, but 8 is not greater than 12. But our result will be true because out of the two expressions, one is true. Look at the example number 3, 2 less than 0 or 2 less than 12. Now here 2 is not less than 0, but 2 is less than 12. So it will result in true. Why? Because out of the two, one of the expression is true. Logical AND. Now AND works on the principle that if all the expressions are true, then only it will give the output as true. For example, look at the first one, 5 greater than 3 and 3 less than 5. Here, the result is true because both the expressions are true. I repeat, and works on the principle that if all the expressions are true, then only the output will be true. For example, look at the example number 3. 5 not equal to 5. and 4 equal to 4. Here 5 not equal to 5, it is wrong or it is false. But 4 equal to 4, it is true. But and works on the principle that it gives true only if all the expressions are true. Here 1 is false and so the result will be false. Look at example number 1. 5 greater than 3 and 3 less than 5. Here both the expressions are true and so the result is also true. So I hope you understand the difference between and or. In or, if any one expression is true, the result will be true. But in and, it will result in true if all the expressions are true. Otherwise, it will result in false. Logical NOT. This operator is used when you want to reverse the result of an expression, and it is a unary as it is used with a single operand. For example, 8 greater than 3. Now 8 greater than 3 is true, but in front of this 8 greater than 3, a not sign is applied. This means what? It will give you the opposite result, that is false. Now 5 less than 7. Now 5 is less than 7. Again it is true, but the not in front of it will give you the result as false. Similarly, the last one, 3 less than 0. 3 less than 0 is false, but the not in front of it will give you the result as true. This means that when you want to reverse the result, that is, if you want to make true as false or false as true, then we will use logical NOT. New operator and dot operator. New operator we have seen earlier also that it is used to allocate space in the dynamic memory for the storage of data and functions belonging to an object. Now dot operator, it facilitates invoking members of the class to carry out the task. For example, when I write import java.io.star, here IO is the input output package and dot operator here it is used for invoking the various members present in that class input output package. Similarly, java.util.star. Here again util is a package and when we are writing dot and then star sign, we are invoking the members of the util package by using the dot operator. Output statement. This also we have seen in the earlier chapters that system.out.print or system.out.println. These are the two output statements used in Java. System.out.print. This means the cursor remains in the same line on the screen after producing the result. That is, whatever we print with system.out.print, it will be printed in the same line. Whereas system.out.println, this statement is used to take the cursor to next line after producing the result, which means that by using system.out.println, we can print different data on different line. Now coming to the last topic of the chapter, that is hierarchy of operators. Very important. We already know that we have a BODMAS rule for using various operators in mathematics. Now in computer we apply the following rule, that is bracket, exponent, division or multiplication, addition or subtraction. That is, if in a given expression, if division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, everything is given, then we will follow the hierarchy which is given here, that is bracket, exponent, then division or multiplication and followed by addition or subtraction. Now here a table is given which shows a complete precedence of operators. Now what do you mean by precedence? Precedence means a priority which is given to the various operators. Now if you see in the table, you can see bracket is given the first priority, followed by increment, decrement, not, and then multiplication, division, modulus, and similarly different operators. Now it is very important for you to learn this hierarchy to understand the complete precedence, because sometimes the question is also asked like this, that arrange the following given operators in the ascending or descending order. Now you have to remember this table of precedence of operators, then only you will be able to do such kind of questions. Now in the diagram one more thing is written, that is multiplication addition and subtraction is performed. This means that from left to right, when we are moving from left to right, whichever operator comes first in addition and subtraction. Suppose addition comes first, then that will be done first, followed by subtraction. That is, when we are moving from left to right, whichever operator comes first, that will be solved first. This assignment you have to write in copy. Question number 1 is write the Java expression for the following. We have already learned this in detail how to write the mathematical expression into Java expression. So that question is here. You have to write all this in Java expression. Question number 2, evaluate. Again, it is privilege closely. Question number 3, each statement is given. You have to convert this code and write it using ternary operator. And last one, again, it is privilege closely operator examples. These questions are also supposed to be written in your